This podcast contains paid advertisements, but more on that later. Welcome to the O'Connor Bootstrap Podcast, where I discuss how you can grow your business by the bootstraps. This applies to all entrepreneurs, from the person just starting up to the one that is already well established. My goal is to help you grow. I am your host, Isaiah O'Connor. So today I'm going to jump in and get this sponsorship started up. Right now, today's sponsor is us. It's the Atheoz.com. And the package today I'm going to talk about is the Bootstrap Startup Service. Now, it's a coaching, business plan, marketing, social media strategy for first-time business owners. And what we do is when you're starting a business, you talk to us. We will coach you through the starting stages, what you need for your business plan, how you should incorporate social media strategy, marketing strategy, help you get websites, point in the right direction, all this stuff to get you up and running as a business. Now, this business is also good for people who are doing what I'm going to be talking about today, which is rebranding. This service is good for someone who wants to rebrand as well. We can walk you through that and help you come up with a new name, etc. Now, that leads us right into today's subject of rebranding. Rebranding, what is it? Why you should do it? When should you do it? And should you do it? Okay, so sometimes when you've been going a little while in your business, you might be struggling to get off the ground at all, or you might find that you hit a spot where you're not seeing a lot of growth or very, very little growth. And you could be doing things right. You can be marketing well. You could be doing good in sales, but you're just struggling to get through. And sometimes that means it's time to try a rebrand. Sometimes rebranding can hurt you if your brand is successful as is, so you don't want to jump into it or do it lightly. It's something you need to really think about and process and decide. Now, I have personally done this with my balloon company. When I first started off, my brand was Unplugged Entertainment. And my whole idea was I would entertain kids without an app, without electronics. I'd entertain with balloons and juggling and a little bit of magic and teach them how to do origami and try to get kids interested in doing things that were not plugged in, i.e. unplugged entertainment. And that kind of backfired. Everybody thought I was some sort of acoustic rock band or acoustic guitar player or music of some sort. It did not really fit the brand image of what it became, a balloon business. That would be another point. Another reason to rebrand is if your brand starts off as one thing and it kind of morphs into something related but separate, as mine did, it might be good to rebrand. And if your brand doesn't give the right message, again, might be a good time to rebrand. So that's why I decided to eventually rebrand. Another thing is, not only was I having a hard time with people thinking I was some sort of music entertainer, but Unplugged Entertainment didn't come across as a balloon or balloon event or focused company. So when I tried to do Google AdWords and SEO and fix my website, it failed miserably. Google tends not to like a brand name that doesn't seem to have anything to do with what you sell very much. It can do it if it's kind of obscure, but when Unplugged Entertainment and you talk about balloon animals and balloon decor, it didn't seem to work very well. So it was time to rebrand. Another problem was my SEO and my Google and everything was so bad that I had 2 or 3 people within a couple of months meet me when I was on site building stuff, setting decor up, doing shows for kids, whatever. And they said, "Hey, I've been looking for someone like you. Do you have a website? Because I can't find you." After being in business for 3 years, having a website since before you started the business, and having people not being able to find you while looking for your product, trying to find you, yeah, that's a good sign you're doing something wrong. And indeed, I was. So I went back and I started seeking counsel from a few mentors of mine. One of the guys who's in the balloon industry, which has been there for me multiple times. I've talked about him before. Mr. David Mahoney, Balloons Every Day. If you're in Texas, go look him up. I don't remember exactly where, but he's amazing. Anyway, little shout out to him. But I talked to him. I went on to some groups. I talked to other friends in the balloon world. And with that feedback, I started to do a rebrand. And so I worked on trying to find a good name. And one of the first things I did was look up all the names in my area that I could ever think of that was balloon related to see if those names were taken. Yeah, you have to be careful. If you're rebranding or if you're starting a company, you need a great name that connects you to your industry and that is not taken by somebody else. So, doing a lot of research, and then because even though I live in Norway, I have a mind that eventually, if I move back to the United States, perhaps I would like to keep the name that I have for my business. So I would get a name that I could have in the US as well. So I worked on it, did a lot of research, talked to friends, talked to family, talked to my Norwegian friends to see how Norwegians viewed things, and came up with the name in English, Balloon Event Agency. And in Norwegian, it's it's Ballang Event Byrå. So pretty close in Norwegian to English. It means the same thing. And that was a much better brand name. Then I went out and I had some clip art that was kind of my logo of a plug that was in the shape of a light bulb. That was just some clip art. It was okay, but it wasn't a great logo. So I reached out to a friend of mine who's a graphic artist. Actually, an artist in general, not just a graphic artist. And I feel like shouting out my friends today. So his website is 221B Studios. That's 221bstudio.com, no S. And he does a lot of cool stuff. He does a lot of leather work. He does graphic art. He's amazing. But I reached out to him and he helped me develop my now current logo, which is amazing that I was able to get a professionally designed logo, and he took really good care of me. And then he helped me build my website, which needs to be updated now. It's been a few years, but still. A new revamped website, a new logo. My brand name now contained the word balloons. When I'm a balloon guy, that really helped. People no longer confuse me for a rock band of some sort. They know that I do balloons, and if they're looking for balloons, they come to me. If they need balloons for an event of any sort, they find me. People are finding me online. I'm getting text messages and emails now, especially now that the recovery's begun and coronavirus is starting to dwindle away, thankfully. I'm getting more and more emails and contacts through my webpage. It's great. So rebrand really, really helped make a big difference in boosting my sales and my business. And if you go back and break that down, I discovered that I had a problem with my brand. My brand wasn't working. I then looked for a new brand name and a new brand identity. I had to be very thoughtful about it, make sure I wasn't using someone else's brand name by accident, something that was unique, but also fit what I did, my niche, what I do. Then, fortunately, I was able to get a professional to help me develop a really good brand logo. That looked really nice. I got a lot of feedback on that logo, by the way. Took it to different groups, said, hey, which one of these you like, these color schemes, back and forth. And I really worked on getting that logo dialed in. Then I got a new website that fit the brand better, got more images on it. Balloons are a very graphic product. You need people to see what you do. So I got that up on my website, and that was great. And this really made a huge difference in the progression of my company. And of course, I've heard of other places that have done good with a rebrand. And even if they were doing good before, they really went better once they rebranded. I can't remember what the original was, but Dunkin' Donuts used to be called like Joe's Kettle or something like that, which wasn't bad. They had business, but it really got better once they changed the name to Dunkin' Donuts. It was catchier. It gave the impression of coffee and donuts. Really a better brand name, better description of the experience and the brand that they provided of providing coffee and donuts for you. So sometimes changing a brand name and rebranding can be very, very helpful. You don't always want to do that. If you have a great brand and you change it to something else, it probably won't work out so well. I mean, just for an example, can you imagine Ferrari changing their brand name to, I don't know, horse or dog or I don't know, some dumb other thing that doesn't make sense? Can you imagine something like a massive brand name just completely changing? No, you can't. And if they did that, it'd probably be a miserable failure if they did something like that. So yeah, sometimes if you have a great brand name, don't mess it up. If it's not broke, don't fix it. Just keep going with what you have. But if your brand is struggling, if you're starting up and you're not able to make any progress and your brand, even if say your brand name fits your industry, maybe it's too generic for your industry. Maybe you're a maintenance guy or a lawn service guy, tree service guy, and your business name is Joe's Tree Service. Well, that's not much different than Andy's Tree Service and John's Tree Service on the street. If it's only your tree service, you're not going to stand out. Maybe you can come up with something that's still something trees, but more amazing, more standing out, other than just your name and tree service tagged onto it. Maybe that can set you apart and increase value of your brand and get people to pay attention to who you are because you now stand out. So rebranding can be good in that sense. So if you do decide that you're struggling to set yourself apart or reach your target market because your brand doesn't shout your target, if you're just blending in because your brand name is almost identical to someone else's brand name because it's just very descriptive of what you do, maybe it's time to rebrand. And when you do, be purposeful about it. Don't do it overnight. It usually takes a long time to do, a few months, maybe even a year. Take your time. Set money aside so you can do it right. Try to save up money that you can so that you don't rush it, so that you can get a good professional logo, get a good new website up and running, put some money into research, try to figure out what's going on, who your target market is, what will work best as a brand name. Do it well. Take your time. Don't stress about it. Just take your time. It took me about a year, 6 months to a year, to get my brand change implemented. And of course, there's always my previous clients. I had to keep my old website up with a forwarding address on there for a while, all this stuff. So you can't just delete your old brand and then come over. So you have to consider that. And you just make the transition over. Done properly, a good rebranding with a smooth transition can make all the difference in the world. My brand really took off when I came up with a new brand name that very clearly stated, I do balloons and events. Pretty straightforward. It was hard to come up with a really unique brand name. There's balloons this, balloons that, kids this, kids that. It was hard, but with my new brand name, people like it, people remember it, people find me. It really helps. Anyway, that's my thoughts on rebranding. Again, if you want help with rebranding, if you're thinking about doing it but you're not sure if you should, you can always reach out to me. We've got a free half-hour setting. Oh, and by the way, everyone, speaking about reaching out to me, I'm working on a podcast and blog about what it takes to make it in a brick and mortar store in today's age of the internet, working from home, working especially because of coronavirus, how to compete with the internet. If you want a brick and mortar store, can you do it? Can you open up a store and have people come in? What do you need to do to bring people in? I've got quite a few ideas already of how to make this work, how to make, no matter what business it is, an actual physical store for people to come in and how to draw people in. I've got my own ideas. Now, I would love to hear from you. If you guys have any ideas on this one, how to compete in today's environment of Corona and online everything and drop shipped services and all this other stuff, everything straight to your door. If you think you can compete in that, if there's ways to do it, I do believe there are ways to compete. It's harder. You can't just open a store and expect people to come to you like you could in the old days, but I think it's still doable. And I would love your input on this. So over the next couple of days, over the next couple of podcasts, this is a podcast that's going to be going up on Friday, July 10th, 2020. And over the next few days, next few weeks, and we'll be asking for your help here. Come out, come check out our website. Come check out our Atheoz.com Facebook page. And then I have an O'Connor Bootstrap podcast group, which is free to join. Links are in the description. Come check us out. I would love to hear your input on this one. You guys listening to me, please come let me know. How do you think people can compete and be successful with brick and mortar stores in today's environment? I would love to hear from you. Anyway, with that all said, you have a great day. I'll talk to you later. Goodbye. Okay, just as a reminder, we do offer a free 1/2 hour, no obligation consultation. All you need to do is go to our website and contact us through there, or you can contact me directly at my O'Connor Bootstrap podcast Facebook group or our Atheoz.com Facebook page as well. And if you would like to support this channel, the best thing you can do, of course, is to like and share and subscribe. That helps the most. Or you can check out one of our affiliate links. And of course, I do have a PayPal and a Patreon account, and the links will be in the description below. Thank you very much. You all have a good day. You have been listening to the O'Connor Bootstrap podcast and Atheoz Business Solutions podcast. For other podcasts, past episodes, and related blogs, please check out our website at www.atheoz.com. That is www.atheoz.com or theoz.com. Until next time, I've been your friendly neighborhood entrepreneur, Isaiah O'Connor.